All right, guys, we're gonna keep reacting to the crazy lady here. Andrew Wilson versus Marxist Feminist debate on the limit of consent. Damn, we're still on this topic. Make sure you like and subscribe. That way, you guys can help my channel. Let's just get to that 20,000, man. 20,000 subscribers. Let's see. Come on, guys, help me out. Jump in.
I'm drunk and a woman's drunk. Are we raping each other?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I think
that's
I
not
think
fucking
it would
crazy?
be no.
No.
I mean, do you think like children engaging would be raping each other?
No.
Oh, yeah. See, I think I just have a higher standard for consent when it comes to.
No. Wait, you said children?
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be, well, that wouldn't be grape. That would be something different because it is true that they can't consent, right? But they both kind of can't consent together. So
Right.
I don't think they understand the ramifications of what they're doing. I think if you're drunk, you do. I don't think that being
Wait,
drunk
but
gives you a pass.
I just put your logic into a different scenario. So
No,
so
it's
we
not
can.
the same logic.
How is it not?
Because in one you don't understand, the other one you do. Like one you don't have the capacity
I mean,
for
again, it depends how drunk you are. You might not have the capacity.
Okay, then
That's
if
BS.
I get drunk and
I don't
murder
know why
somebody-
they always say that. Oh man, you're drunk. You don't have the capacity. I've been drunk, man, before in my life, man, and I remember everything, bro. You have to be passed out with some weird pill for not to remember. But usually when you're drunk, you usually remember.
buddy, not my fault.
I mean, people have gotten
didn't
off for
consent.
murdering
There you
people
go,
in their
with the
sleep.
water.
Yeah,
again.
so I didn't consent to murder, right? So therefore, no big deal.
I mean, you didn't consent. I don't know what that has to do with anything in
Well, I'm
terms
just
of
saying, like,
the rights violation.
If you grape when you're drunk, are you responsible for that?
Yes.
So I don't understand. Then I'm actually really confused. So you can be held responsible for the actions that you take when you're drunk.
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, like even if you're
so-
blacked out and you get in your car and you drive and you kill someone, yeah.
Okay, so then why can't two people consent when they're drunk?
Consent meaning to agree, because obviously it doesn't meet the criteria of being informed.
Okay, so I don't understand. Then why wouldn't it be attempted murder?
Yeah, Rachel Wilson said, "How could I not love this man? The surprise wakes up will continue despite Marx's complaining."
Instead of murder, if you
Well,
killed
because
someone
you
when you're
did kill
drunk.
them, right? I mean, I guess if you tried and you failed, it would be attempted murder.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
Okay.
Even though that makes no sense, I'll just let it go. Just to try
How
to,
does that make no sense?
I'll explain.
Okay.
So let's say two people grape each other. Why aren't both of them brought up on charges for grape?
Well, most people who grape aren't brought up on charges.
Yeah, I know, but that's not my question.
There
My
you
question
go.
is, if two people get drunk and have sex, they're
Mm-hmm.
raping each other, shouldn't both of them be charged with a crime?
I mean, in theory, yes.
In
so do
theory,
you think that we
okay.
should mobilize law enforcement to enforce that?
I mean, I think, again, it's... What do you mean immobilize law enforcement?
There you
Well-
go. There you go. There you go. It doesn't fail. It's simply asking a question when you're supposed to answer a question. It's just a way of just, get out of that uncomfortable corner. It's insane. It's also, notice how she started drinking a lot of water as well. It doesn't fail, guys. It doesn't fail.
Well, it's not okay for me to grape somebody or them to grape me, right?
Right.
Why would it make it okay for us to grape each other at the same time?
I'm not saying it's okay.
Okay, great. Then it
Yeah,
should fall
like, do
under
you
the crime
think-
of grape.
Do you think if, like, I go out with my best friend and then I wake up in bed with them naked and, we assume that we had sex, that isn't harmful to...
Sure.
If it's something that you didn't want to do?
Sure. I think it's harmful too.
Okay.
Yeah. So then people who get drunk and have sex should go to jail.
I mean, I think if, yeah.
Yeah.
My God.
In terms of going to jail, I think it's going to be really hard to establish.
Establish
in
what?
terms
You
of-
want rapists to go to jail, right? Yes or no?
Well, I don't think that like prison is necessarily an effective way to solve rights violations.
Where do you want rapists to go?
Well, I'm for reformative justice.
There we go. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it, man. This is basically the ideology that has destroyed the western part of the United States. We're talking about Portland, Seattle, the state of Washington State, the Washington State, California. This right here. These people don't believe in law and order. Crimes being prosecuted. They don't believe in that, guys. This is right here. People can literally commit crimes and they will not put them in prison. This right here. I knew she was that kind of person, man.
So I'm against police and prisons. Are we talking about like what my ideal would be, or within this current society?
Within this current society, where should they go?
Within that aspect of two people got drunk and had sex with each other. So are
There you go.
Is
Question.
No, that's not what I
are
asked.
they coming forth as victims?
Where should grapists go when they grape? Should they go to prison or not?
I think they should go to some kind of mental health facility.
There we go, bro. Man, Seattle has become a toilet hole, man. I'm telling you. Because this is the same ideology, guys. Females are running that city. Females are running the city of Seattle, bro. And a beautiful city. Before I came to the mainland, one of the cities that I wanted to go was Seattle, man, and Portland. Because I love the cold weather. And when I knew and I started studying Seattle, and when these people start destroying it, I started asking questions why. I went to see who the hell is running that city. And guess what? The majority of those people are what? Just right here, my guy. And this is why we're having this conversation, guys. Because it doesn't matter. It's just, and on top of that, they put like a sign language on top of that, where the need to be right has to be tremendous. They would never admit they were wrong. That's the problem, guys. We cannot have society like this. We need accountability. People like here will never be accountable for their mistakes. And cities and lives might be affected before we do something about this. Because this ideology right here cannot keep going forward, guys.
Or should have some kind of duty to essentially address the harm that they've committed within society. I'm more on focusing.
Well, are you going to isolate them in this mental health
I think
facility behind bars?
It depends. It depends. Sure.
If they graped, are you going to put them behind bars while they're getting help so that they're not part of society?
Yeah, it depends.
On what?
On obviously the context of the crime.
It's grape. That's the context. You have graped somebody.
Sure, but
Are you saying that some grapes are more morally bad than other grapes?
I'm saying that they have different treatments.
Okay, so if a man grapes a girl, right? Mm-hmm. She can't consent. She doesn't consent.
I mean, you say girl, you're talking child?
No, a woman. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, so he grapes a woman. He should go to jail, right?
Well, I believe in restorative justice.
Yeah, okay.
Man, this crazy. I want to say so many things here, man. Remember when I told you guys that the dark trials, man? The concept of the dark trials, guys. I'm telling you, man, like, oh, man, this is crazy, bro. This is so... I don't want to get too much into it, right? I simply don't want to. But this right here is a huge problem. Huge problem. And that's why the transformer thing is clearly doesn't make sense, because these people are okay. In order for not be perceived as the bad people, they're okay allowing men to go to women's bathrooms because they don't want to be perceived as being mean. Because this is how they think, man. This is how they think.
Wherever this guy goes, you want to keep him there while he gets this done, because he's not going to consent to go to it, right?
Again, it would depend on context.
Okay. So he's at a party with a girl. She's drunk and he's not. He has sex with her. Did he grape her? She's drunk,
yes.
He's not. Okay, yes, he graped her. What should happen to that guy?
Like, what would my sentence be?
Yeah.
That essentially, if we're talking about restorative justice, that he is educated on the harm that he
Oh
committed,
my God.
and that he receives mental professional help in terms
Yo,
of
man, these
understanding
people,
his actions.
these people are they're gonna destroying nations, continents, bro, with this kind of mentality. That's why it makes sense why a lot of these people they move to the first world and then you have these ideologies, guys. Wake up, man. We have to wake up. This is crazy.
So, does he go someplace for this to happen that he's not allowed to leave until it's all done?
I mean, in that context, yeah, it could be for a short duration of time, sure.
And is that place going to have like bars and guards and things like that in order to keep him there?
Maybe not bars, but maybe, like doors that lock.
Okay.
Sure.
And then he gets out and he goes and he does it again. What happens then? Where should he go then?
He would go back to the facility.
And then he does it
A
again.
long-term care facility, yeah.
Oh, long-term now.
Yeah.
Okay. And would that place have bars and guards so he couldn't leave?
Again, not bars and guards, but yeah, doors that lock.
They cannot enforce
happens if
it.
he
They
escapes?
cannot enforce punishment because it's not in their DNA. They cannot enforce punishment, guys. This is the problem with this. They still think they can recover, they can change. All this, they are approaching the system like a mom. Like that's what it is, guys. This would destroy nations, guys.
Escapes. Like he doesn't want to do it and he leaves.
And he leaves, then he would be brought back.
And so it's likely that most people would want to leave. They don't want to be there, right?
Sure.
Yeah. So then, wouldn't you do something to keep them in, like bars and guards?
I mean, I'm answering the same. You're asking the same question, and I'm answering.
Well, because so it's like this. They go to a mental health facility. The reason I'm asking, but now it feels like I have to pry it out, so I'll just spell it out, right? They escape, they do the same crime. You're going to take them back to the same facility. They escape, they do the same crime. You're going to take them back to the same facility.
The difficulty with your example is that you're making a lot of presuppositions.
Yeah.
Is that if someone commits this act, that they have a high likelihood of recidivism.
They do have a high rate of recidivism.
I don't think so.
Yeah, because they don't even think that they see it as a problem. Like, I don't think that two people get drunk and have sex even see it as an issue.
Well, then why are they filing a police report?
They're not. But here's the thing. Do they need to file a police report for me to file a police report somebody's been raped? No. I can file that report, right?
How would you file that report?
Like, if some chick got raped behind a dumpster and didn't want to come forward, I can still call the police and file a report saying I witnessed a rape.
Sure.
Yeah. So, you can do the same thing with two drunk people.
Right.
Hey, officer.
But
she
again,
was drunk and he was drunk.
Again,
and they
you're
fucked.
kind of and this is kind of the issue that I have when we talk about rape and like sexual violence, is that there seems to be like this notion that the judicial system or legislation can solve for these things and solve for these outcomes, and I just don't think that they can.
Well,
So
yeah, because
I think it
people don't
has
even
to be
agree with
more
that.
of a proactive measure.
I don't even
rather
think
than
people
a
agree with you,
reactive
though.
measure.
I don't even think they agree with you on this, that this is rape. I don't think that, so for instance, I don't think that two people who get drunk and have sex are raping each other. I think that defies what we mean by
logic. That defies logic. But these people, they're good at what? Taking control of the language. That's why they're teachers. That's why they take care of the culture. This is where we miss the opportunity to create a defense strategy. We never did. We trust this too much to the point that we got rolled over, and we never put a defense strategy behind it. Here we are talking. If two people are drunk and they rape each other, I don't even know that's even possible. Somehow we need to put it in prison sometimes, but sometimes yes, or sometimes not. Unbelievable.
I mean, I think there's a level of degree. Like you would say if someone is blacked out drunk and someone else is sober.
Yeah, I think that when we're talking about grape, we're talking about forcing yourself on somebody who doesn't want it. It's a violation. They're taunting. Like, I could even give you examples. Bill Burr famously had the bit where he was like, no, it doesn't always mean no. And the feminist says, yes, it does. And he's like, no, it doesn't. Because you can have things like, no, stop, no. And they're completely teasing. And you laugh because it's true. Right? It doesn't actually
I'm not
always
laughing
mean
because
no.
I think it's funny.
Yeah, but it doesn't always mean no. No doesn't actually always mean no.
Do you think that gives like young men the impression that when they hear no, that it's like a negotiation opportunity?
I think sometimes it is. It's pretty obvious.
Why?
Like, it's super obvious to me that, like,
You want to talk someone into having sex with you?
yeah, no. But I think it's.
I'm sorry. I just want to let you know, like, I need a bathroom break soon.
Yeah,
we can
I'll
do
have
that.
a smoke
Okay.
too
We'll do
while
that.
you do that. So,
Okay.
Sure.
But just to finish this point.
No, yeah, I just wanted to.
Right, so very, very simple.
Mm-hmm.
I think that.
Hey, whatever. This lady crazy, man. I don't know what to say about her, man. Simply, some of these arguments are out of their mind, man. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you next one.